Hey guys, welcome back to Objective Reviews. Now, I'm finally done with my disappearing act of making a video and then disappearing for a while. So I'm back for good, and regular videos will start from this one. Now, in the meantime, I was able to get my hands on the 2017 iPad Pro 12.9 inches, and I'm really excited to tell you all about it. All the new things that are good, things that are bad, all of it. Now, do remember that I'm going to be only covering things that have changed. So if you're looking for my review of the original iPad Pro 12.9 inches, the link is up here and you can check it out. Maybe you can watch it first, then come to this to see what's new. If you're not worried about it, you can just continue playing back. Now, let's start with the very first thing that Apple has been aggressively pushing, and for all the right reasons, is the gorgeous new display with the 120Hz refresh rate, and that sounds really fantastic. Now, as a gamer, I game on 120Hz panels, and it is really fantastic to see this kind of tech coming to the iPad. Now, of course, you still do get everything else like the True Tone display and the DCI-P3 color profile that we've seen on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus, but now we get 120Hz. And what does that mean? Now, remember that this 120Hz is actually an adaptive rate. So the display is not continuously running at 120Hz. It goes down all the way to 48 and then ramps up depending on the kind of content that is on the screen. So for example, when you're simply using the apps screen, the app drawer, and navigating between pages, and then stuff like the App Store. So everything that is built on top of UIKit directly, where Apple can accelerate all the animations and stuff that you're doing on the screen using the Metal and Metal 2 engine, well, those things are going to run buttery smooth at full 60 FPS. However, stuff like media playback, for example, movies, locally or from using apps like Infuse or Netflix and Hulu, well, this is still going to run at 24 FPS unless the content is different. YouTube, for example, if a video is in 24 FPS, it'll play in 24 FPS. The screen will adapt to that frame rate accordingly. If the video is a 60 FPS one, it'll adapt accordingly. And the 60 FPS videos are now gonna look really amazing, given that the display is capable of 120Hz and up. Then moving into apps that are used for note taking. Now, a lot of people use Notes, but coincidentally, GoodNotes, the app that I use, had this support right out of the box. I don't know if the developers had to do anything to get the 120Hz refresh rate working with their app, or if they got the features like for free. So, but whatever the case may be, I, as an end user, and I'm extremely happy. Taking down notes is going to be really fun for me now. It was, well, the lag from the Apple Pencil on the older iPad Pro, it was noticeable if you really pay attention to it, but that is completely gone now. But the same is not the case for when you use something like Procreate or Amaziograph. Now, in Procreate is a very heavy app. Same with Amaziograph. It's not heavy as such, but it has to replicate what you're doing into the number of mirrors that you have set up. So the processing is going to take a while, so the actual output will become a bit slower. Same for Procreate, because it has to do so many things. Once it receives the input from the Apple Pencil, the output is noticeably slow. So it's not really the lag between the Apple Pencil and the iPad Pro anymore, but from the apps itself. So your mileage is going to completely vary depending on the kind of app you use, and if it's being completely backed by UIKit or Metal or SceneKit and things like that. And you may want to talk to your developers about this, and just remember that not all apps are going to be able to utilize this completely, but whatever apps will, they're going to be fantastic. So a quick example will be the App Store and the new animations, the new App Store in iOS 11. It looks and runs buttery smooth. The next thing that I would like to talk about are the new cameras. Now, what Apple has done is gone ahead and taken the cameras from the iPhone 7 and put it on the iPad Pro. Yeah, it makes no sense. And I know what you're wondering, does it do 4K at 30? Yes, it does. So head right into settings and you can set up 4K with 30, and the OIS works great, but since you have a bigger screen to preview on, well, the shakes are going to be more noticeable. But I think Apple has also updated the ISP, the image signal processor, in the A10X chip, and focusing, and the overall quality that comes through the iPad is really fantastic. Now, as you may have noticed, I am not including any photos or video previews, much of them at least in the video itself, because I'm linking all of these files down in the description so you can view them in all their glory. And last but not least, what I want to talk about is the A10X chip. Now, the A10X chip is a 6-core chip, 4 cores full throttle and 2 slower cores, and that is really the process for the latest generation ARM chips, and it kind of helps where the slower cores kick in when they're absolutely necessary. So kind of works very well, and the GPU as well is really fantastic. I haven't been able to do a lot of game testing on this yet, so I'll follow up with that video soon, but I'm pretty sure the iPad Pro is gonna kick. So synthetic benchmarks, of course, I'm expecting them to go higher, so I did not do that at all to compare it with the old iPad. That was a boring process. What I really am excited about is like iOS 11. Now, Apple has invested all of their time and resources into making iOS 11 truly shine on the iPad. Now, they've given us an iPad that is powerful enough to become a workhorse, and now they're giving us an OS which can deliver that promise, and together they make a wonderful product. Now, I have been able to offload a lot of work from my workstation onto the iPad. To give you a couple of examples, all my communication like email and Slack has been moved to the iPad. Slack, I'm in the middle of it. I haven't completely migrated to it. Email for sure. So the next up is media consumption, of course, that has always been there. Social media completely on the iPad except for Instagram. And coming next is, well, photo editing. All the photos I take from my iPhone, I offload them onto the iPad and edit them in Snapseed or Lightroom, whatever my mind fancies at the moment. Talking about media creation, now that the iPad can shoot 4K 30, you can use iMovie to edit those movies as well. I'll be making a separate video on that, and it works flawlessly. You should definitely consider it. And then apart from the media side and the consuming and content creation part of things, I also use the iPad heavily to take down notes and do research. So what I can do is simultaneously read something in Safari while taking notes in GoodNotes side by side using split pane, and I never notice any lags. The input in GoodNotes continuously works, and it does all the handwriting recognition for me, while Safari, if it's playing back something or stuff like that, it keeps going on. Or if I'm watching a video simultaneously in YouTube, that can be running at the same time. As you can see on your screens right now, another black box in the lower right corner. Well, I cannot show you the content or this video will get flagged. So I hope you guys understand that. But what I'm trying to say here is that the iPad Pro has become a true workhorse, and you can't deny that. Now, I'm not expecting this to be a laptop replacement or my workstation replacement. Whatever I do on my workstation is meant for workstation grade stuff. I'm not expecting my iPad to be a laptop. I did not get the keyboard accessory. I hated it. I returned it in the very first go. The iPad, I really love it how it is. If I do ever need a keyboard, I connect the Apple Bluetooth keyboard and use that, but that is very rare since well, I keep my replies short. Unless I'm ranting on Twitter. Well, yeah, that's when I connect the Bluetooth keyboard. Well guys, that's it for this review. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, let me know down in the comments what you disliked about it. I'll try to improve on that. And if you are new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon while you're at it, so you get a notification every time I upload a new video, especially the follow-up videos to this one. So do that. Oh, I almost forgot to remember that the links to the media are in the description, so go check out the photos and video that I'm putting in there. You're gonna like them. Now I'll see you later.